Golf is the only major sport played in the wild on courses where nature and wildlife remain largely undisturbed. This unique setting has created some of the most bizarre confrontations between players and animals in sports history. Did you know that a seagull once stole a ball from the famous Island Green at TPC Sawgrass and dropped it into the water? Or that a professional golfer actually jumped into a lake to escape a swarm of attacking hornets? In this video, I'll break down the 10 most insane animal encounters in golf history, moments where wildlife became the unexpected hazard that no yardage book could prepare you for. These aren't just minor distractions. They're the jaw-dropping confrontations that changed tournaments, created unforgettable highlights, and in some cases, put players in genuine danger. And the most shocking part? Some of these encounters happened during golf's biggest events, with millions watching worldwide. Number 10. Kangaroo Stampede at the Women's Australian Open. The 2013 ISPS Honda Women's Australian Open at Royal Canberra produced one of golf's most quintessentially Australian moments. During the tournament, players on the hole were preparing to hit their approach shots when a mob of kangaroos suddenly bounded across the fairway. Play came to a complete halt as approximately 15 kangaroos hopped through the line of play, some pausing briefly to observe the strange human ritual before continuing their journey. The players, caddies, and officials could only watch and wait as the marsupials claimed right of way. What made this encounter so memorable was the perfect only in Australia energy it created. While American tournaments might see the occasional deer or European events might deal with foxes, nothing says Australian golf quite like a kangaroo traffic jam. The moment served as a charming reminder that on some courses, human players are merely guests in the locals' yard. Number 9. Monitor lizard strolls through the CIMB Classic. During the 2014 CIMB Classic in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, players and spectators witnessed one of the most nonchalant animal intrusions in tournament history. A massive water monitor lizard, estimated at over 5 feet long, casually ambled across the fairway and green during play. What made this encounter particularly remarkable was the lizard's complete indifference to the tournament happening around it. The reptile wandered right past players' bags, paused near a bunker, and even briefly inspected a caddy's towel before meandering off into the rough. Players kept a respectful distance, aware that these lizards, while generally not aggressive, possess sharp claws and teeth. Under the rules of golf, players were entitled to relief if the animal interfered with their ball at rest. Rule 9.6 for outside influence, or if they felt the animal presented a dangerous condition, Rule 16.2. The lizard's appearance highlighted the unique challenges of playing tournament golf in Southeast Asia, where such wildlife encounters are relatively common. Number 8. Fox ball thief at Chambers Bay. During the 2015 U.S. Open practice rounds at Chambers Bay in Washington, players and officials encountered an unexpected local resident with a penchant for golf equipment. A red fox was spotted trotting across the property with a golf ball in its mouth, having apparently snatched it from the rough. The USGA, showing a sense of humor, posted photos of the vulpine thief on social media, dubbing it the Chambers Bay Ball Bandit. The fox became something of a mascot for the tournament, with spectators eagerly watching for its appearances throughout the week. Beyond the entertainment value, the incident provided a teachable moment about the rules of golf. Under Rule 9.6, a ball moved by an outside influence, like a fox, must be replaced without penalty. The fox's antics reminded players and viewers alike that, even at golf's most prestigious championships, nature remains an unpredictable factor. Number 7. Bee swarm halts play at the Mexico Open. At the 2024 Mexico Open at Vedanta, players experienced one of the most potentially dangerous animal encounters in tournament history. During play, a massive swarm of bees suddenly rolled across a section of the course, causing immediate concern among players and officials. The reaction was both dramatic and prudent. Players and caddies instantly hit the deck, lying flat on the fairway as the swarm passed overhead. Tournament officials wisely halted play until the bees had moved through the area, with marshals monitoring their movement to ensure player safety. What made this incident particularly memorable was the synchronized get-down moment, as everyone from seasoned pros to rules officials dropped to the ground in unison. The encounter highlighted the unpredictable nature of outdoor sports and the importance of proper safety protocols when wildlife decides to assert its presence. Number 6. Baboon raid at the Nedbank Golf Challenge. The Nedbank Golf Challenge at Sun City, South Africa, has produced multiple memorable encounters with the local baboon population over the years. One particularly famous incident involved a troop of baboons that wandered onto the course and began rummaging through players' bags in search of food. In 2014, a baboon raided Luke Donald's bag, as the player later tweeted about the encounter. These encounters create unique rules situations. If a baboon moves equipment or a ball, Rule 9.6, outside influence, applies. And if players feel threatened, they can invoke Rule 16.2, dangerous animal condition, for relief. What makes these baboon encounters so compelling is the animal's obvious intelligence and purpose. Unlike many wildlife interruptions where animals simply wander through, the baboons actively interact with golf equipment, seemingly aware that the colorful bags might contain tasty treats. The resulting footage of security personnel attempting to shoo away determined primates creates some of golf's most entertaining wildlife moments. If you're enjoying these wild animal encounters on the golf course, hit that subscribe button right now and turn on notifications. I'm constantly uncovering the strangest and most unbelievable moments in golf history that you won't see anywhere else. Drop a comment below telling me about your craziest animal encounter on a golf course, and I'll share some of my own experiences with wildlife while playing. Now, let's continue with the top 5 most insane animal encounters in golf history. Number 5. Sir, please move along, the casual gator shove. The 2017 Arnold Palmer Invitational at Bay Hill produced one of the most jaw-dropping player-animal interactions ever captured on camera. Walking along the edge of a water hazard, PGA Tour player Cody Gribble approached an alligator sunning itself on the bank, and did the unthinkable. Instead of giving the reptile a wide berth, Gribble casually walked up behind it and tapped it on the tail, sending the startled gator splashing into the water. The moment went instantly viral, with viewers both amazed and horrified by Gribble's cavalier approach to alligator management. What made this encounter so memorable was the sheer nonchalance Gribble displayed. While most golfers and humans with a healthy sense of self-preservation would carefully avoid approaching an apex predator, Gribble's casual tail tap represented perhaps the coolest and debatably craziest act of reptile crowd control ever seen on the PGA Tour. Wildlife experts were quick to point out that Gribble's approach, while successful in this instance, was extremely dangerous and not recommended. Nevertheless, the moment cemented his reputation as either the bravest or most foolhardy player on tour, depending on your perspective. Number 4. Seagull steals a ball on the island green. The 1998 Players Championship at TPC Sawgrass witnessed perhaps the most perfectly timed animal interference in tournament history. During the tournament, a player's ball was sitting on the putting surface of the famous par 3 17th Island Green when a seagull landed, picked up the ball in its beak, and took flight. As television cameras captured the entire sequence, the bird flew a few yards with its prize before dropping the ball directly into the surrounding water. The gallery's reaction transitioned from gasps to laughter as they witnessed this avian act of sabotage. Under Rule 9.6 of the Rules of Golf, a ball moved by an outside influence must be replaced without penalty. The player was allowed to place a new ball on the approximate spot where the original had been before the seagull's intervention. This incident has become one of golf's most famous wildlife moments, perfectly combining the sport's most recognizable hole with an act of bird banditry that seemed almost scripted in its comedic timing. It serves as a reminder that even on golf's biggest stages, nature sometimes decides to add its own unexpected twist to the competition. Number 3. Pablo Larrazábal's lake escape from hornets. The 2014 Malaysian Open produced what many consider the most dangerous animal encounter in recent golf history. Spain's Pablo Larrazábal was playing his second shot on the 14th hole when he was suddenly attacked by a swarm of hornets. The insects, apparently disturbed by something in Larrazábal's clothing or scent, began stinging him repeatedly on his head and face. As the attack intensified, Larrazábal made a split-second decision that likely saved him from serious injury. He sprinted toward a nearby lake and fully submerged himself to escape the swarm. After emerging from the water completely soaked, Larrazábal received medical treatment for multiple stings. Remarkably, he changed into dry clothes and returned to complete his round, even making the cut for the weekend. His quick thinking under extreme duress and determination to continue playing made this one of golf's most legendary wildlife encounters. The incident highlighted the very real dangers that can exist on golf courses, particularly in tropical regions where insect species can be more aggressive and potentially lethal. Larrazábal's lake plunge became an instant classic in golf's archive of animal encounters, demonstrating both the unpredictability of the sport and the remarkable resilience of its players. Number 2. Giant gators at the Zurich Classic. The Zurich Classic of New Orleans at TPC, Louisiana, has become famous for its recurring encounters with massive alligators. Multiple tournaments have featured enormous specimens, some estimated at 10 to 12 feet long, cruising across fairways and along water hazards, causing players to pause and reconsider their routes. These encounters create a unique dynamic where players must balance competitive focus with basic survival instincts. Under Rule 16.2 of the Rules of Golf, players are entitled to free relief from a dangerous animal condition if the animal's presence makes a stroke or stance unreasonable, a rule that gets plenty of use at TPC Louisiana. What makes these gator encounters so compelling is their sheer scale. Unlike the smaller alligators commonly seen on Florida courses, the Louisiana specimens are often prehistoric in their proportions, creating genuinely intimidating obstacles that even the most focused professionals give a wide berth. The resulting footage of massive reptiles strolling across manicured fairways while players and caddies maintain a respectful distance creates some of golf's most striking visual contrasts. The carefully controlled playing surface temporarily ceded to creatures that have remained essentially unchanged since the dinosaur era. Number 1. The ultimate outside influence: animals moving balls. The most instructive and universally relevant animal encounters in golf involve wildlife directly interfering with balls in play. Whether it's the seagull at TPC Sawgrass, the fox at Chambers Bay, or countless other examples of animals lifting, rolling, or knocking balls, these incidents create both memorable moments and important ruled situations. Under the modern rules of golf, the solution is straightforward and player-friendly. Rule 9.6 states that when a ball is moved by an outside influence, which includes all animals, the player must replace the ball on its original spot with no penalty. This applies whether the animal moves the ball a few inches or carries it into a water hazard. What makes these encounters the perfect number 1 entry is their combination of entertainment value and practical application. While most golfers will never face a baboon raid or need to jump in a lake to escape hornets, many will experience an animal moving their ball at some point. Understanding the proper procedure turns a potentially frustrating situation into a simple rules application. From squirrels mistaking balls for acorns to birds investigating shiny objects, these animal interventions remind us that golf remains one of the few sports where wildlife doesn't just occasionally interrupt play, it actively participates in it, creating unique situations that blend competition, nature, and the game's commitment to fairness through its rules. The animal encounters we've explored represent some of the most extraordinary moments where the controlled world of professional golf collided with the unpredictable forces of nature. From kangaroo stampedes to alligator confrontations, these incidents remind us that golf remains the only major sport played in largely uncontrolled natural environments. What makes these encounters so compelling is their sheer unpredictability. No amount of practice or preparation can ready a player for a seagull stealing their ball or a swarm of hornets forcing them into a lake. These moments test not just a golfer's skill, but their composure and adaptability in the face of the utterly unexpected. These stories also highlight golf's unique relationship with the natural world. Despite the manicured fairways and greens, golf courses remain wildlife habitats where human activity is ultimately just a temporary intrusion. The sport's greatest players have always understood that respecting and adapting to nature's challenges is as much a part of the game as reading greens or hitting fairways. The next time you're on the course, remember 2 important rules. Rule 9.6 allows you to replace a ball moved by an animal without penalty, and Rule 16.2 provides free relief from dangerous animal conditions. But beyond the rules, these encounters remind us that part of golf's enduring appeal is its setting, where the unexpected is always possible and nature occasionally reminds us who's really in charge. If you found these animal encounter stories fascinating, smash that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I'm constantly uncovering the strangest and most unbelievable moments in golf history that you won't see anywhere else. Drop a comment below telling me which animal encounter you found most shocking, and I'll see you in the next video.